carried us like fragile glass across a shaking floor. Careful not to let it fall, like we'd never cracked before. I memorized the way you breathe, the rhythm of your chest. I gave you all the quiet parts, I never gave the rest. You said you loved me softly, like it was hard to say, but love should never tremble, slowly slip away. I was building something steady, brick by hopeful brick, while you were standing at the edge, ready to let it split. I thought if I was strong enough for both of us somehow, you'd finally meet me halfway, but you're not here now. I held the love alone, like it was mine to say. I kept it beating in my chest when yours began to fade. I fought for every promise, every word we'd known, but love can't live forever when I held it alone. Yeah, I made excuses for your distance, blamed it on the time. Told myself that every storm would leave us more aligned. You stopped reaching for my hand, stopped saying how you feel, and I kept trying to fix a heart that wasn't trying to heal. I gave you reassurance when you doubted what we had. I dried your tears and calmed your fears when mine were just as bad. But every time I asked for more, you turned the other way, and I felt the weight of loving you grow heavier each day. I was the one still choosing us when you were choosing space. I was still saying we'll be fine while watching love erase. I held the love alone through every silent fight. I kept the fire burning long after you lost the light. I stayed when it was breaking, I gave more than I was shown, but love is not a burden I can carry on my own. Maybe I was scared to see what everyone else knew, that loving you so fiercely was something you never do. I thought if I just held on tight, you'd finally understand, but you can't force a drifting heart to wanna stay and stand. I see it clearer now, love isn't meant to prove your worth to someone fading, or beg someone to choose. I was tired of being strong for two hearts at once, tired of pretending half love was enough. I held the love alone until it broke in two. One half still beating for us, one half letting go of you. I gave you all my everything, you gave me almost none. I held the love alone until I finally put it down. Now I'm learning what it means to be chosen without doubt, to feel a love that reaches back instead of wearing out. I don't regret the way I loved or the depth of what I've shown, but next time love comes into my life, I won't hold it alone. I get you on my quiet nights, heavy prayer beneath the moon. Wrap my heart around your dreams. Believed you loved me back soon. I memorized the way you smile, the way your fingers fit in mine. I traced forever in the dark, thought your forever matched mine. But I was standing in the rain while you were dancing in the sun. I was building us a home while you were halfway gone. I kept telling myself, be patient. Love just needs some time. Love shouldn't feel like begging for a single sign. I loved you without return, like a fire that only burned in me. You were my only direction, but I was never your destiny. I gave you my whole heart, you gave me uncertain words. I loved you without return, and silence was all I heard. You held me like a temporary thing, like I could fade away. And every time I asked for more, you said not today. I stayed when I felt unwanted, smiled through hidden tears, hoping if I loved you harder, you'd finally see me here. But love is not a one-way road, it can't survive alone. And I was pouring oceans out into a heart of stone. Thought if I was everything, you'd never need to roam. But you can't make somebody stay when they don't feel at home. I loved you without return, with open hands and open scars. You were wishing on all the skies while I was counting stars. I gave you every piece of me, something deep and real. Maybe I ignored the signs I didn't wanna feel. I would've walked through fire just to keep you warm, but you never crossed a puddle to save my heart from the storm. I loved you without return till there was nothing left of me. I kept holding on to hope you were never meant to see. I stayed when love was fading, I fought when you wouldn't try. I loved you without return while you were learning how to say goodbye. Now I'm gathering the pieces of a heart you didn't choose. Learning love should be returned, not something I must prove. I'll never regret the way I cared or the depth of what I gave. But next time love comes to my door, it won't be love I have to save. I loved you without return. your sweater in the back of my room, still holding the scent of your cologne. It's funny how the smallest things can make this house feel so alone. The pictures on my phone don't lie. Your smile was softer than before the silence moved between us, before we stopped being best friends. You used to reach for my hand in the dark, like losing me was your worst fear. Now I reach across an empty bed and there's no one waiting here. I don't miss the fights, the tears, the pain, or the words we cannot say. I just miss the way you loved me before love slipped away. I miss the way you were when my name lived in your eyes, when forever didn't feel like a beautiful disguise. I miss the way you held me like I was your whole world. Now I'm just a memory to the stranger you become. I don't miss who you are now. I miss the way. We used to talk until sunrise, dreaming wide awake, building castles in the air that time would slowly break. You swore that I was different, that I was all you need, but love can turn so distant when hearts begin to bleed. Your voice don't sound the same these days, it's colder on the line, like love and me became a chore you're too tired to define. I don't miss the sleepless nights wondering what changed in you. I just miss the way your promises felt honest and true. I miss the way your promises felt honest and true. I miss the way you were when your kiss felt like a home, when I never had to question if I was alone. I miss the way you called me just to hear me breathe. Now every I love you feels too weak to believe. I don't miss who you are now. I miss the way you were. Maybe people don't fade, maybe they just hide. Maybe love doesn't die, it just slowly changes size. If I could go back to the night we felt so sure, I'd hold on to that version of you, the one who made me secure. But time has its own reasons and hearts don't always agree. You became someone different, and that someone isn't for me. I still replay your laughter like a favorite song, but the melody is broken now and the harmony is gone. I miss the way you were when you looked at me like that, like losing me would shatter everything we had. I miss the way you loved me without fear or doubt, before the doors we built together all started closing out. I don't miss the tears you caused or how you let us blur. I just miss the boy who loved me. I miss the way you were. So I'll fold up that old sweater and let the memory fade. Loving who you used to be is the hardest choice I made. I don't miss who you are now. I miss the way you were. You never said you didn't love me, but you never said you did. You kept my heart between your hands, like something you could give or keep. You pull me close without a promise, then push me far without a sound. I live between your yes and no, never lost, but never found. I searched your eyes for something certain, but certainty never came. You let me hope in fragile silence, while nothing ever changed. I told myself to just hold on, that someday you would see that I was more than just a moment, more than your uncertainty. I stayed in the maybe, where love was never clear, holding on to something that was never really here. You gave me just enough to keep me from walking away. I stayed in a maybe, while you never chose to stay. You caught me when you felt alone, like I was your safe place to land. But when your world felt whole again, you'd slip right through my hands. I made excuses for your distance, turned your silence into lies. I painted truth over your absence, just to quiet my own cries. I gave you all the love you asked for, and more you never earned. But love can't live forever when it's never returned. I was standing next your door, waiting for you to say my name, but you never opened fully, and I stayed there just the same. I stayed in the maybe, in the shadows of your heart, where I was never really with you, but never truly apart. You never said you didn't want me, but never asked me to remain. I stayed in the maybe, and loved you through the pain. I thought if I was patient, you'd finally let me in, that one day you would fight for us instead of letting down win. But love shouldn't feel like waiting for someone to decide. I was giving you forever while you were buying time. I see clearly now what I couldn't see before. I was standing in the middle, while you were heading for the door. I deserved a love that chose me without fear or delay, not one that kept me hoping while slowly walking away. I stayed in the baby until maybe broke my heart, until hope became a memory and tore my world apart. You never lost me suddenly, you lost I still remember how you said my name, like it was safe inside your mouth, like I was something you would never lose, like you never let me down. We built our world from fragile dreams, on promises we swore were strong. But somewhere in the quiet nights I felt you letting go all along. You smiled but it wasn't the same, your eyes stopped holding mine, and I was loving you with everything while you were saying goodbye. I tried to be the air you breathe, the place you'd always run to, but you were already leaving me before I ever knew. Love didn't win this time, it couldn't make you stay. It wasn't strong enough to stop you walking away. I gave you all I had, every tear, every fight, but love didn't win this time. It slowly lost you that night. I kept believing in your touch, even when it turned to stone. I kept holding on to us long after you were gone. You stopped reaching for my hand, stopped calling just to hear my voice, and I kept hoping you'd remember I was once your only choice. Now your side of the bed is cold, your shadows disappeared, and I'm left here talking in silence, wishing you were still here. I thought love could heal anything, that it could make us survive, but sometimes love just isn't enough to keep two hearts alive. Love didn't win this time, it fell beneath the pain. It couldn't find the words to make you love me the same. I gave you every piece of me and hoped you'd never leave, but love didn't win this time, and now it's me who grieves. Maybe we were just a moment, not a forever like we planned. Maybe love needs two believers, and I was the last one standing. I begged the sky for one more chance, for your heart to find its way, but you chose a road without me, and there was nothing left to say. I hate how love can feel so strong then disappear so fast, how something meant to be forever can become the past. I still hear your laughter in my mind, still see you in my dreams, but waking up without you here is harder than it seems. Love didn't win this time, though I gave it all I had. It couldn't stop the ending or undo what we had. I stayed when I was breaking, I fought when hope was gone, but love didn't win this time, and now I'm moving on. I'll carry what we used to be, like a scar I can't erase, but I'll stop waiting for your heart to find its way back to my place. Some stories don't get happy endings, some hearts don't always rhyme. I believed in us completely, but love didn't win this time. I used to wait by the window at night, watching headlights pass me by. Every little sound on the street made me hope that you'd arrive. I learned the rhythm of your silence, how long it took you to reply. I memorized the space between your truth and every lie. I gave you all my fragile pieces, laid them gently in your hands, but you held them like they didn't matter, like you had other plans. I was loving you in color, you were loving me in gray. I was fighting for forever, you were drifting away. I felt one-sided, like I was the only one trying. I was the only one holding on while you were slowly untangling. I gave you all my heartbeats, you gave me half your time. Love felt one-sided, and I kept telling myself it was fine. You said you cared, but not enough to stand beside my fears. I cried in rooms you never entered, dried my own tears. I made excuses for your distance, for every broken plan. I told my friends you were just busy, that they wouldn't understand. But deep inside I always knew the truth I wouldn't face. I was loving you with open arms, you were loving me with space. I stayed when I felt lonely, even when you were near. It's strange how someone can hold you and still not really be there. Love felt one-sided, like I was begging to be seen. You were everything to me, I was somewhere in between. I gave you every promise, you gave me doubt and delay. Love felt one-sided, and it broke me more each day. I thought if I loved you harder, you'd finally love me back. That if I filled in all the gaps, we wouldn't fall through the cracks. But love is not a solo song, it needs two voices strong. And I was singing harmony while you forgot the words all along. I was drowning in affection, you never learned to give. Trying to build a future you didn't wanna live. I deserve someone who'd fight for me, not someone I had to convince, someone who wouldn't make me question if I was worth the risk. Love felt one-sided, but I won't carry that blame. I loved you with everything I had, you just didn't feel the same. I gave you all my softness, you gave me reasons to doubt. Love felt one-sided, and that's why I'm walking out. Now I'm gathering my scattered heart, learning to love myself instead. I won't beg for someone's presence or chase words left unsaid. One day I'll find a love that meets me halfway through, because love should never feel like I'm the only didn't belong anymore. Your eyes wouldn't meet mine for long, like they'd already walked out the door. The air was heavy with words unsaid, my heart beat loud in my chest. I knew that moment would break my life, even though you said it was best. I tried to memorize your face, every line, every tear you hid, 'cause something inside me was whispering nothing would be the same again. You said you'll be okay someday, but someday felt so far away. That goodbye changed me forever. It rewrote who I am, turned my strength into pieces I still don't understand. You walked out like it was nothing, like love could just disappear. That goodbye changed me forever, and you left me standing here. To believe in happy ends and promises people keep. Now I question every I love you and every word spoken to me. I learned how silence can scream so loud, how absence can cut so deep, how someone who once was your whole world can turn into someone you grieve. You didn't just leave my arms that day, you took my innocence away. That goodbye changed me forever. It carved scars in my heart, taught me love doesn't promise it won't fall apart. You walked out without looking back, like I was easy to forget. The goodbye changed me forever, and I'm still not over it. I still hear your voice sometimes, echoing in my mind. Still see a shadow in empty rooms. When I close my eyes, I wonder if you ever think of me, or if I faded away. If you ever feel the weight of the words you couldn't say. But I'm learning how to stand again on legs that used to shake, learning hearts can survive even when they break. I didn't know goodbye could steal so much of who I was. I didn't know forever could end just because. The goodbye changed me forever. It turned my tears into truth, taught me love can be beautiful and still leave you bruised. You walked away with my yesterday, but you won't take my didn't just end our story, you showed me who I could be. That goodbye changed me forever. didn't destroy me. You said you needed space to breathe, said you'll be gone a little while. You kissed my forehead at the door with that familiar fading smile. I watched you walk into the night, your shadow slowly disappeared. I told myself we'll come back soon to quiet every rising fear. I left the porch light shining bright, like it could guide you home to me. But days turned into empty nights, and hope turned into memory. I held on to your last goodbye, like it was just a bend in the road. But every mile that passed me by was proof you let me go. You didn't come back, you didn't even try. You left me standing in the dark with unanswered whys. I stayed where you left me, believing in what we had. But you didn't come back, and that's what hurt the most of all. I kept your side of the bed untouched, like you might need it again. I whispered your name into the quiet, like you were more than just a friend. I replayed every word you said, searching for a hidden lie. But all I found was broken faith and tears I couldn't hide. I carried us in my fragile chest long after you were gone. I tried to keep your love alive when I knew it was moving on. I would forgive everything if you would just return. But some bridges burn in silence and never get rebuilt. You didn't come back even when I needed you most. You left me loving a memory and holding on to a ghost. I waited through every season, through every night so black, but you didn't come back, and I can't change that. Did you forget the way we were, or did it never mean that much? Did you find someone easier, someone new to love and touch? I would have fought for every second, would have stayed through every storm. But you chose a life without me and left my heart torn. I hate how hope kept whispering he'll walk through that door again. But hope can be so cruel sometimes when love has reached its end. Now the porch light doesn't shine anymore, and your name feels strange on my lips. I'm learning how to live again with love I still can't fix. You didn't come back, and now I see the truth. I was holding on to someone who was already through. I gave you all my forever, you gave me moments that passed. You didn't come back, and goodbye was your last. listening for your sound. One day I'll finally understand why you never turned around. But tonight I'll let the silence speak. The truth I tried to fight. You didn't come back to love me, and you never will this time. You used to hold my hand so tight, like you were scared I'd fade away. You said my name like it was home, like you never let me drift away. We talked about forever once, like it was ours to keep. But forever turned to empty space and promises you couldn't keep. I stayed through every silent night, waiting for you to see. Love was slipping through your fingers every time you let go of me. I didn't leave, I didn't run, I was right where I'd always been. But you stopped choosing us, and that's where the end begins. You let time take me from your arms. You let days turn my heart cold. You watched the distance grow between us and never tried to hold. I was yours in every moment, but you let forever slip away. You didn't lose me all at once. You let time take me day by day. I remember begging with my eyes for you to look at me the same, but your touch became unfamiliar and love became a losing game. You stopped asking how I felt, stopped saying you cared it up, and I was screaming in the quiet. Oh, you ignored my fall. I would've stayed through anything if you had asked me to, but you let the clock erase me while I was loving you. I kept believing you'd come back, that your heart would find its way. But love doesn't survive in someone who slowly walks away. You let time take me from your heart. You let memories replace my name. You let silence do the talking while I carried all the pain. I was reaching out in darkness, but you never reached for mine. You didn't lose me in a moment, you lost me 1 second at a time. Maybe you thought I'd always wait, that I'd never disappear. Maybe you didn't notice I was breaking year by year. Love doesn't vanish in a storm, it fades without a sound. It dies in all the little ways is taking me somewhere new, somewhere you can't follow. And though it hurts to close this door, I know I'll be okay tomorrow. You didn't break me suddenly, you let the quiet do its crime. You didn't lose me in a moment, you let time take me with time. Now time take me with time. Our phone still lights up in the dark at night, but it's never your name anymore. I stare at the screen like it might change its mind, like it's done so many times before. I remember falling asleep to your voice, whispering dreams in my ear. Now silence lies down beside me instead, and reminds me you're not here. I kept every message you ever sent, like they might bring you back somehow. The words don't hold the same kind of warmth when you don't mean them now. You said forever like you believed it too, like I was your always your truth. Before we ever ended quietly, the day I stopped hearing from you, you stopped calling without goodbye. No last I love you, no reason why. I kept waiting through every night, holding on to hope to tie. You stopped reaching for my soul, left me here with no control. I still fall apart, recalling the moment you stopped calling. I walk past the places we used to go, and I swear I still feel your hand. Like if I close my eyes long enough, you'll be there like we planned. But time keeps moving without your voice, and days turn cold and gray. I never thought your love for me would slowly fade away. I replay our last conversation, searching for a hidden sign, but all I find is a broken girl lifeline to your heart. And I'm learning how to breathe alone, even though it tears me apart. You stopped calling and I lost my way. Didn't know what words to say. I kept hoping you would change your mind, leave your silence far behind. But love can't live inside and goes, and I was the one who needed you most. Now every night feels endless, falling since the day you stopped coming. I still check my phone sometimes, though I know it's never you. Some habits break so slowly when love was all you knew. And even if my heart stops stalling, one truth stays with me through it all. You didn't